Hi, welcome to the Balanced Life podcast. I have titled today's recording Just One More Thing to Handle. And I got the idea for this because I was doing a little bit of market research and I found that people really feel like time management is just one more thing they have to do. And that idea intrigued me. In the month of July, it's been really busy. Not necessarily good. Um, It's been full of not only planned activities, but some unexpected ones too. During this month, there were three deaths in my family. We had a planned vacation. It's our anniversary, and every year we go out of town for that. And then we had an unexpected extension to the vacation of 4 days because of that whole CrowdStrike IT debacle. And then I got home on Wednesday and Thursday. I woke up with a 4 day cold. I wasn't good again until the end of the weekend. So, in the midst of all of this, I was really feeling like I couldn't get on top of everything that I needed to do. But in that stress, I also stumbled on a few things that might help you if you feel like you don't have the time to get organized because you have so much going on. So let me run through a couple of notes that I jotted down. First of all, how much are you doing that is unnecessary? Let me tell you what I mean. I realize that when I am stressed, I will check my phone, my email, my advertising metrics constantly. When I am extra busy, I spend more time looking at my calendar than doing things. It's like the stress of how much I have to do. I keep looking at it to see if it's disappearing yet or if more is grown in there. The way that I started to get a handle on things was to go back to my basics. And I've talked about this with you guys before. I do my 90-minute project first. Every day I have at the top of my calendar page 90-minute equals, and then I have my 90-minute project. That is my highest priority. Last week, I lost an entire week with these travel woes, immovable appointments, and then this really bad cold. That meant that this week, today we're on Thursday of it, was already full last week. So it was full in its own right, but then it was double full because I had the entirety of last week plopped on top of that. So I had to double up. I glanced at my planner and I scanned my 90-minute tasks. I think this was like Monday or Tuesday because I really still wasn't feeling great on Monday, but I was feeling absolutely overwhelmed. I was trying to do stuff and I've slipped into old habits, going back to checking the emails, reading through the things, sending all my reimbursement slips to the airline, all that stuff. So what I did is, like I said, I think this was Tuesday when I finally was like, okay, this week's already starting to slip away. I made sure that all these 90-minute projects were still in priority order. I added a few from Tuesday through Friday because this weekend I have to help family. And then I added a couple to next week that were still important, but I could prioritize, I could lower them down like they weren't due that quickly. And so I had a couple for next week. On two of the days this week that we're finishing up now, we're on Thursday of it, I got up an hour early so that I could do two 90-minute sessions. And now it's Thursday and I'm nearly caught up to everything. The second thing I did, and this kind of ties into people saying, planning and organizing is just one more thing to do. I did a swap. And I started thinking about this on the airplane. Getting organized may feel like one more thing to do, but it isn't when you make a swap. The idea actually occurred to me when I was listening to one of the YouTube content creators that I follow. I was on the airplane thinking about it, and then when I got home, I was making lunch one day this week. She had said, she had a sponsored video, and she said that the sponsor was a game. And she said when she gets really stressed, she likes to play this particular game, and she was glad that they were sponsoring the video. I realized I've done that in the past. But last week, I decided to stop all games. And when I get really stressed, I play nature sounds. And I talked about this a couple weeks ago. I can't remember if it was on this podcast or if it was on my blog. But I get quiet and I just have some nature stuff playing. Like white noise for about 5 or 10 minutes. See, because after playing the games, I found that I wanted to play the game more. It kind of hit that competitive button inside my brain. But after the nature sounds, I felt refreshed and full of ideas. And I just felt more relaxed. And actually, I had an even more productive session after the nature videos. So last night, instead of watching one of my favorite history documentaries shows, I watch it in the evening to kind of unwind when my husband gets home from work. He needed to go to bed early because he had to get up early for work today. And so instead of us sitting together on the couch, he went up to bed a little bit early. I wasn't sleepy yet. And so typically I would watch one of my documentaries. I just left the TV off and I decided to sit quietly. And after about 5 minutes of sitting there, I started thinking about a book that I've been trying to outline for about a month now. An hour later, I had not only the rough draft outline done, but I had the primary format of the pages designed for the tools that I'm including in this book to send off to the designer to kind of do some rough sketches, rough drafts for us to tweak together. So I've had times in my life, particularly in the last 5 or 10 years, where I just feel like I cannot catch my breath. And I've realized that those times when they happen, I'm always trying to find a way to unwind. I'm like overwhelmed and I'll get a game or, play solitaire. My college roommate, she used to play like this bomb blasting game for like hours when she was trying to write a paper. So what I suggest is to start to look for ways to unwind that don't involve interacting with data input like games, TV, yes, even white noise, and instead relax, get quiet, and let your brain dump the things that are clogged in there. I think that's what happened last night. And now to explain how this relates to getting organized. The chaos we often feel comes from trying to smash too much into our mind. We're exhausted by all its decisions we have to make, tasks we need to do, and responsibilities pulling on us. Then we had a game. It's just one more decision. Do I do this color or this color? Do I make this move or this move? It's not helping us to come down. Organization feels like something else, almost like homework or a chore, when it actually can be the opposite. And this is how it is. Get quiet for a moment. Close your eyes. Set a paper calendar next to you and a few sheets of paper. Then set a timer for 15 minutes and just relax. Don't do anything with them. If a thought comes to you and you remember something that you need to do, maybe research, you need to buy something, you need to make something, write it down on the paper or the calendar and then relax again. And after you've done this for 15 minutes and your timer goes off, set a timer for 5 minutes. Now listen, those of you that have smartwatches with your text alerts on there, take the thing off for these few minutes. You need no distractions. During the 5 minutes after that first 15, remember for 5 more minutes, during that 5 minutes, think about the next task that you will be doing once that alarm sounds. So if you're getting ready to start your 90-minute thing, if you're getting ready to pick out your clothes for tomorrow morning, whatever it is, if you remember something that needs to be done, write it down. If you remember something you need to buy, write it down. Then after each interruption, return to quiet calm, thinking about what it is that you are going to do as soon as this relaxing period is over. Like what you need to do, what your process needs to be, if you're packing lunches, where the lunch meat is, do you need to go to the grocery, all that stuff. Do this instead of an hour of your favorite mindless phone game. See, I'm just telling you to spend 20 or 25 minutes on this. After just a few days, you will feel your mind like a clogged sink start to free up. Like it's just, everything's going to start flowing. Ow, that was my elbow hitting my printer. That stress and chaos will calm and you will start to write down those things instead of adding stress and pressure by trying to remember them in your brain. This isn't something that you're adding to do. This isn't a new routine, a new task. This is something that you are replacing another habit with. This is how you're freeing your time for other things. And if you want to start to have more time, you will decide to prioritize this. I know it seems counterintuitive, but doing it just these 4 days this week has really opened my eyes to the power of decompressing this way. And I am shocked at how much I've accomplished this week in the midst of the emotional and personal upheaval. So commit to do this a few days. If you miss a day, that's fine. Do it the next way. Just keep progressing. Remember, you don't have to do it perfectly. We all fail sometimes. Just try to fail forward. Thanks for your time today, and I will see you next time. Bye.